I don't know whether I should call it beautiful or horrifying, says Patricia, a visitor at Cleveland's Museum of Contemporary Art, or MoCA. Her green eyes twinkle in the recessed lighting. I watch her eyes move from one side of the vitrine to the other. Her coral lips pout in confusion. I just don't know what to make of it. Which way is it going? In front of us, a huge 73 by 252 3/4 by 66-inch plexiglass vitrine sparkles. The large room is mostly empty except for the four-sided, transparent rectangular box in the center, roped off by a gray cable. An elevator periodically dings as visitors make it to the second floor. The AC sounds like a gentle vacuum cleaner, as it buzzes to keep the room at 55 degrees Fahrenheit. Inside the transparent box is a juxtaposition of smashed mirrors, shards of glass, hundreds of strands of thread, and glimmering metal chains. Coconuts, raspberries, cherries, and exploding cantaloupe seem to float in midair. Epoxy hands clenching oozing fluids trickle down plexiglass ramps, which are saved in small reservoirs near the front or back, depending on how you look at it, of the structure. A decomposing clay face is embedded with artificial eyes and clay raspberries, creating a disturbing image of a face full of fuchsia craters and thin layers of blonde synthetic hair. Disemboweled cantaloupes are implanted into the floating heads of two men. Light from the windows outside stream through the transparent doors, illuminating the front of the room. The only other lighting comes from 20 track lights centered on the white slatted ceiling, leaving shadows of dripping liquid, crisscrossing staircases, and stacks of interlocking plexiglass on the walls. Clusters of translucent crystals resemble miniature replicas of the Fortress of Solitude. Furry werewolf hands with long, sharp claws become human again. David Altman is the artist behind this work, entitled The Orbit.
I don't want to make sculpture that's just a communication device to communicate a meaning or express something that already exists,
says Altman in an interview with David Nour, chief curator at Cleveland's MoCA. Altman has icy blue eyes, a Roman nose that rests above his slightly scruffy brown beard, and double ear piercings. A Montreal native, he often accompanies his Quebecois accented English with hand gestures.
So I want to make an object that's complex enough to generate or secrete new meaning.
In September 2011, formal discussions regarding installation of the Orbit began. After following David Altman's work for some time, David Nour concluded that the complex architectural design featured in much of Altman's work would be perfect for MoCA's Inside Out and From the Ground Up exhibit. This exhibit explores, quote-unquote, mechanics of display, or the way, quote, things are presented or put forth to the viewer, and how architecture can offer a platform for display, end quote, says MoCA registrar Kate Montlack. Nour wanted to find an artist dealing with architecture, space, and movement. Typically, a gallery acts as an artist agent and handles the business side of the art world. For Altman, that is the Andrea Rosen Gallery in New York City. In this case, David Nour knew Altman personally and was able to contact him directly. MoCA Cleveland then worked with him and his gallery to realize the Orbit. Camera in hand, I do not know where to begin taking pictures. The Orbit has no definite beginning, middle, or end. Impossible to tackle all at once, the Orbit must be broken into more manageable chunks.